This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Jacob here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I shall be reviewing little holy grail of a bag. In this pouch, it is, well, we're gonna open it up and see it. Before we get to it, if you like my content, but haven't yet subscribed to my channel, now is your chance to push the subscription button. Subscribe today. You can also push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today and get access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, Super Jacob all spelled together there as well, to get access to extra perks. Thank you so much for all my patrons and members who have already pledged. Without you, the Fashion Bunker wouldn't be here. So thank you guys so much. This video is being filmed live in front of a virtual audience. So I have my co-reviewers of the bag in the chat on my side here. So thank you guys so much for that. Now, let's get straight to it. I got all my chatters here in the chat, more or less. I'm gonna open up the bag. This is where it's at. So let me take this protection felt off that the bag came with. And this is so cute. My sales associate stuffed it, the bag already. As I bought it, the stuffing arrived with the bag the way it is, like this. And for those of you who know Chanel and who like to buy Chanel, you're gonna know that this black tissue paper is actually the tissue paper that they use for their timeless classics or their 255 reissues when they package them. So in the box, when you buy your bag, the tissue paper is black if you get the timeless classic, or now renamed 1112 bag, or if you buy the 255, double flaps in both cases. So kind of cute that she put the black tissue inside of the bag. Nice little touch. Didn't have to, but did. So that's cute. This is black caviar, gold hardware, light gold hardware, and it has a back pocket as well. This is a clutch from, so this one was produced in 2020. It is, however, a classic piece, meaning it is in production every season. In fact, I have seen some leaked images of the same clutch coming out now for the Métier d'Art as in June 2021, but could be also fall winter 2021, and that would be caviar gray and also a beige / caramel color as well. Lambskin and caviar. So when I went to buy this one, there was also the lambskin version in black. Very interesting. Now, you know, you could check out my videos on the difference between lambskin leather and caviar leather. What is better? What is worse? You know, there's people saying one is better, one is worse. A lot of people are scared of lambskin leather. You could go check out that video to find out more about my reasoning behind why getting one or the other. However, I'm personally not afraid of lambskin. I love it very much, and I think long term it's a more durable leather. But why did I not end up getting this clutch in lambskin instead of caviar? One particular specific reason, and that reason being that lambskin, and this is something I never touched base on until now, because I never needed to, because all the Chanel lambskin bags I have, they all have a chain, they all have a strap, they all have something so that you do not, you see, I've been holding this bag this whole time. Lambskin bags from Chanel that I would recommend are the ones that come with a chain, are the ones that you do not touch with your hands. This is my point that I want to make about lambskin being more elegant and better in many cases, except for clutches, because you're going to hold the clutch a lot. And if you're holding lambskin all the time, the oils from your hand, the sweat from your hand, because you're clutching, it's a clutch, so you're supposed to clutch onto it. if you're living in a warm climate, humid climate, and you're constantly touching it in the same spot, lambskin doesn't like that very much because it's a supple leather. So if you're squishing lambskin all the time, touching it all the time, if it gets wet from your hands and your sweat, it can harden and stiffen with time. And so that's why when it comes to these clutches, be careful. I mean, if you're going to buy a clutch just to use it for some special occasion from time to time, then sure, go for lambskin. But I use this on a, or I'm planning on using it on a day-to-day basis once lockdown is over and you can just literally do whatever you want to do. So you're going to touch it. It's a very tactile bag. It doesn't have a chain. It's a clutch. So lambskin is really good when it's hanging on your side, you got your chain, you're holding onto the chain, but you never touch your lambskin bag. But once you start touching the bag, it's good to have caviar for two reasons. One, as opposed to lambskin. One, because as I said, lambskin can stiffen if it gets too wet on the same spot if you keep touching it all the time. And two, a great reason to get caviar is because of the pebbles. What does this mean? It's almost microscopic in a way, but the little pebbles actually, when you hold a bag, and I know this is almost something that you don't even need to really, I mean, it's, no, I think it does make sense though to say it anyway, but I'm going to say it. So they're elevated, these pebbles. So in reality, between every elevated caviar pebble, this is not real caviar, obviously, it's just called caviar leather, there is like a little canyon, okay? So there's thousands of little dots, and they're all elevated. And between every dot, there's a little indentation, so it's like a little canyon. So in reality, when you're touching the bag, there's always some air flowing in between your skin and the leather because you're not touching in between the elevated pebbles. So this is much more touch friendly and user friendly, the caviar leather, because your hand doesn't fill the full surface of the bag, but there's always a little bit of elevation. So caviar is very well suited for clutches, for touching a material, very well suited. So that's something just logistically speaking, something to consider. The smell of this bag is insane. It's just so delicious to smell. So we're gonna get to the details of the bag. So we got the light gold hardware. Yes, this one still has this little sticker on there, which I want to peel off like ceremoniously with you guys. And it's just always, you just never want to peel those stickers because you just are petrified of scratching the hardware. Although I gotta say, I haven't had any issues with any hardware where I've peeled off the stickers years ago already. So Chanel hardware is much more robust than one would think. So we got the little turn lock here. We open it up and we got caviar leather in here. And then let me take the black tissue paper out. And this one is lined in leather on the inside. So let me zoom it in. And it's made in France. Check it out, you guys. And lined in leather. So, and you got this main compartment in there. And that corner down there is our authenticity number, which we're not going to show. And we got a zip pocket in here. Hold on, let me take the authenticity card out. Even the inside pocket is also lined in leather. So it's leather, 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 leather. Leather all around. So this bag is treated just as if it were, hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's completely, I'm just looking at all the stitching. Hold on. Where's the light? So it's completely lined in leather. It's treated the same way like they would treat a bag-in-bag concept of the double flap or of any, you know what I mean, any Timeless Classic or 255 Chanel bag. They constructed a bag in leather on the inside, and then they constructed an exterior bag outside. It is quite wide or long. You got a little bit of thickness here. There's not a lot of depth there, but enough depth to warrant placing in here sunglasses pouch, wallet, your phone, disinfectant spray, if you need it still, tissues, if you're traveling, passport, tickets. Back here you could also put a lot of stuff. I'm not a big fan of smartphones, so I don't have one here to like kind of demonstrate for you because I don't do that stuff. No, yeah, I don't like smartphones. I still have like a old school burner phone, which everybody looks at me thinking like, burner phone? Dealer. No, I hate when I'm on the go. I like to not be distracted by constantly messages and stuff. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But the construction of this bag is impeccable. The idea behind it is impeccable, and the price is even better. So this is, for Chanel standards, a great price because this bag costs less as of now, but mark my words, the renaissance of the clutch is coming. Clutches are coming back big time. And when Chanel realizes that, when the hype is growing, they're going to up their prices. But as of now, this bag costs less than a rectangular mini. It's bigger than a rectangular mini, but it costs less than a rectangular mini. So just bear that in mind. It's definitely an interesting thought as well. So let me get to the size. I got here a little centimeter thing. So we're going to measure the length at the bottom here would be best. So we got, in length we got 28 centimeters and maybe a little bit more, between 28 and 29, okay? And then the height, between 17 and 18. And I say between 17 and 18 because as you can see, this little bit kind of steps out there, but you can also squish it down more. So the bag can be higher or lower depending on how much you fill it. And then the width, it's more wide here than at the top. This is a bit tighter. And it opens up at the bottom. So at the bottom, I want to say it's 3 centimeters, and at the top, 2.5. So this bag exists, as I said, in lambskin, but it also exists in caviar. I don't know if I've seen it in fabric materials. Not really, but I've seen it in a lot of different colors. I had in my hands a raspberry colorway and caviar raspberry wasn't the best colorway, I don't know, to look at. And I've had the black lambskin. They will be receiving a beige. I'm not so sure if the beige is that my boutique is going to get is going to be caviar or lambskin. A caviar beige with gold hardware would be to die for as well, but you gotta go with black. Now let me do a quick comparison moment here with my other holy grail, the 255 clutch, which is much more simple than the Timeless Classic, or 11.12 as they now call them, clutch, because, so first of all, they're the same size, but as you can see, the Timeless Classic clutch really mimics the Timeless Classic bag because we got the flap with the little kind of, you know, the little falling little bit down here with the lock, with the turn lock. And now with the 255, they didn't do that. They simplified. They just made one line of leather. So we don't have the little hanging tab of leather with the lock on it. No, it's just one line. So they've simplified that. to create their lock. You could check out the unboxing of this bag in the description box. In the card section up above is the link, but also link is in the description box down below. And also the review of this bag as well. I've made a special video reviewing this gorgeous bag as well. Another thing that's simple about this one is no back pocket, which we do have here. This also does reflect in the price. This one is more expensive than this one. So don't think that, oh, they're like cheaping out on, no, like you pay for this pocket. And you pay for the fact that it takes them more time to construct this little bit down here. So you pay more for this one than this one. This one's going to cost you a little bit less. But, I mean, this is for you know, like, if you know, you know. That's the type of Chanel bag, the 255. There's nothing more iconic than this. And if you know, you know. This is just the most wonderful clutch I've ever seen. I mean, I'm in love with this one. This one, of course, I also love because it gives me the 90s. So this one gives me the 50s austere Chanel vibes when she was still alive, very 50s. 255 bag, so it was made in the 50s. The clutch wasn't, but the 255 bag was, and this is the one that kind of is reminiscent of it. And I gotta say, also really good tactile wise, because of this distressed calfskin leather, you also have that air flowing through, so when you grab it, it doesn't completely, you don't stick to it completely with your hand, similar to what happens with the Caviar. But of course with the Caviar, it happens even more so with the little canyons in between, so it's much more touch friendly. So this gives me 90s pop vibes, 90s Karl Lagerfeld at Chanel pop vibes, the best of vibes. This gives me that opulence, late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, up to mid 90s. And this gives me the gorgeous Byzantine type of 50s Chanel vibes, you know, that like quintessential Coco DNA, quintessential Karl for Chanel DNA. So they're very different, even though they have the same size, but they're very different. What is really cool about, you can never have enough clutches, they don't occupy a lot of space. So if you're traveling, you know, and you want to pack your double flap, Timeless Classic or 255 with the chains, with the straps, they just occupy a lot of space. They're big. Not these babies. You could put them, two of them, just like back to back like this, put them in your carry-on suitcase or whatever. They don't occupy a lot of space, but they are such boosters of your whole outfit. They're so chic. And I'm telling you, not just because Sex and the City season 7 is coming out soon because they're shooting now, not just because Sex and the City brought clutches really big, not just because of the fact that Sex and the City is coming back, that clutches are going to be back, not just because of that. I think also our lifestyles are changing because of the lockdown. And I explained this in my other video when I talk about these clutches, but like it's just such a feeling to hold something close to you like this. It makes you feel more warm and safe. It's an amazing feeling. And yes, one of you pointed out to me, one of my subscribers, also that Pose season 3, Elektra also wears clutches a lot. I mean, those were the 90s though. But listen, mark my words, the comeback of the clutch is here. So jump on that wagon before the ship has sailed and the prices skyrocket. All the brands are going to jump on this wagon. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute and you'll see. So, do I recommend it? Yes. Would I repurchase it? Yes, over and over and over again. It's just so amazing. And I'm personally thrilled that finally I get a bag that doesn't have grommets, doesn't have holes, that I'm not scared of stressing out too much, that the threads might pull out or that the leather might pull out. This one is like one piece of leather. It's just so it's perfect. It is the bag that you can cuddle and touch and just take with you. Now, I've also been told, somebody told me, oh, Jacob, yeah, I'm not so sure I want to buy the clutch because like it's not suitable for my day-to-day life. It's just something to go to in the evening to the opera, dinner, special night out, blah, blah, blah. But since the lockdown, nobody's going out anyway. So, and I say, depends. There's clutches and clutches and clutches. This one is relatively big. You can put everything you need for your daily essentials. Somebody told me, I'm not going to go grocery shopping with a clutch. I need my hand. I'm like, yeah, you got 2 hands? you got both hands when you're grocery shop. You had your clutch in your hand, and then you're just like walking with your 2 bags of groceries or whatever you need. Like this, it's long it's long enough to carry it under the crook of your arm, like, because it's long enough so it's something to use on a daily basis during the daytime, but it's a great transition into night as well because it's still super elegant and sleek. However, if you're just planning on getting a clutch for the theater or something like that, you get a really tiny one. Then you get the little tiny thing, a little jewel clutch, the Minaudière or something like that. So this particular size is very day friendly. That's what I want to say. Right. Stay tuned for more clutch videos coming up. I'm also working on my entire Chanel clutch collection video and my entire clutch collection video as well. So if by the time this video is out, the other one is out as well, the link will be in the card section up above, but also in the description box down below. Check out how I deal with clutches and how I live with them and what my thought process is in purchasing each and every one of them. And yes, every clutch has a different story to tell and every clutch has a different energy about it. So it's really true what they say, you can never have enough clutches. So that's my review of this bag. Let me see what your comments are quickly in the chats, what you got to add to the conversation. Melly says, ooh, the 255 clutch. Yeah, this one is amazing. Aditi says, beautiful clutch. Thank you so much. Hello, Aditi. Welcome to the chat. MK says, hello, MK. Back in 2019, 255 clutch used to cost 2,200 euro and 1112 clutch. Look at that. MK updated his way of writing. 1112 clutch, 2,400 euro. I think this letter's price tag has increased since then. It has increased since then, but by very little. Clutches are just so intimate, so classy. Somebody said, I noticed in the chats, MK I think said that it's like, this is more elegant, less noticeable in a crowd. You think the double C is a bit risky? You just flip it. If you don't want it to be seen in one particular place, you just turn it around like this, you hide the logo, and you're good to go. So you don't have to show off that logo all the time. If you need to discreetly not show it, you just flip the bag and you're good. I cannot stand iPhones, but alas, I need it right now, says Melly. MK says, hi Jacob, the clutch trend has been back since the introduction of the O-case pouches back in 2011. No, I've never seen it as a trend. An O-case is an O-case. The O-case is a different concept than this. A lot of people think, because these are flat, these have flaps. So when it comes to Chanel, the O-case it's a totally different approach to it. This is a full, and in fact, even Chanel treats it differently, you guys. Be very careful about this distinction. The O-cases are small leather goods. Okay, so when you go to the Chanel website, you're going to find the O-cases in their SLG's small leather goods section. This is not a small leather good. This is a bag. This is a full-blown bag that you find on the Chanel website on their main bag portion of the website. So this is treated as a bag, not as a small leather good. And being a bag, this one also is, since April of 2021, part of Chanel's new warranty policy for their bags, only for their, not small leather goods, only for their bags and wallets on chain being the exception of the small leather goods, only their bags and wallets on chain get a 5-year warranty. O-cases don't get a 5-year warranty. So this is treated in a different way. This is a full-blown bag, you guys. So let's be very clear about the differentiation between an O-case and a clutch bag, a bag clutch with a flap. You know what I mean? So this is a very, very distinct. We have to be very precise on that. Thumb up this video if you're liking it thus far, by the way. Don't forget to thumb up the video. It costs you nothing to thumb up the video, but thumbing it up means the world to me because the algorithm on YouTube then gets to see that we're doing something right here, so that helps us. So, oh, look how squishy it is. It's amazing. This one is too, by the way. The caviar in this series is to die for. It's just so supple and delicious. It smells so good. Oh, I want to touch that bag, says Melly. Yeah, it's a good one. I have vintage clutches, but I need a Chanel one. Chanel clutches are really, really amazing. But, you know, there's also amazing other ones as well. Romo Cook says, damn. Oh, gorgeous. Yes, thank you. Rich Mitch says, yeah, lambs. The lambskin is great too. Honey, the clutch though, obsessed, says Marcus. Marcus, let me tell you. Clutch Renaissance. Hashtag clutch Renaissance. Lori says, I want this clutch so much. I will be adding the product number or the code reference number for this clutch in the description box underneath this video for who is interested, because I always get questions like, can you please share with me the code? Go through the description box, scroll underneath it and find it. It's going to be there. Yes, so where are we now? Beautiful clutch. Thank you so much. So also MK says some O cases have flaps. It doesn't matter if they have flaps or not. They're still considered small leather goods by Chanel. And as such, they are not full-blown bags like this one is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Thumb it up if you have. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can also push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks, such as being listed here in the scrolling end credits at the end of every video as co-producer of the Fashion Bunker. Same perks apply, in this case, for the scrolling or rolling credits to Patreon. You can join me on Patreon, Super Decibel spelled together on Patreon. Over there, you also get to see, I think now it's over 3 years of extra videos and content that is exclusive to Patreon that you don't get to see on YouTube. So there's a big back archive of very interesting videos with interesting information for you to find out and check out there as well. Also, you can follow me on my other social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Super Decibel spelled together. But you can also follow me on my Chanel dedicated profiles that I curate, not affiliated with Chanel, just my personal, as a fan, profiles on Instagram. One is called Coco Chanel is in my house, all spelled together, dedicated to my Chanel collection, but also to everything that the brand is kind of up to these days that I kind of highlight and think is interesting to talk about. You can also follow me on my other Instagram account called Coco Chanel Privé, all spelled together, dedicated to the life of Coco Chanel and all her trials and tribulations. It's kind of like keeping the memory of Coco alive. Right. I do believe that Chanel is going to have another price increase with these. So just not, not saying, oh, rush, get it. But don't be surprised if in a couple of months, all of a sudden these cost the same as the rectangular minis or the square minis. This one actually now is at square mini price range, a little bit underneath it, more or less like square mini. So, but it's cheaper than the rectangular mini. So don't be surprised if Chanel kind of watches this or figures it out because people are buying and asking for them. This is how it works at Chanel. The more people ask for a product and buy it, alarm bells go off, and then they go like, okay. They gear up all the numbers. They check all the numbers constantly. They're like, all of a sudden we sold 150 clutches in 1 week. Okay, we got up the price because obviously, and that's what they do. That's how they do. That's why certain products that are not selling well don't get a price increase for many, many months or years. Just saying. So if you're into the clutch vibe, now is the time to jump on the wagon because clutch renaissance is a coming. Mark my words. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I love you all so much. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.